All right, so we about to continue to touch on this food stamp situation, right? I want y'all to take a listen to this. Let's take a listen to this, and I'm gonna give y'all my feedback, how I feel about this.
And now, for the first time in history, a president, Donald Trump, is refusing to fund SNAP during a shutdown. 42 million Americans, hungry children.
Do y'all see what they doing? Do y'all see how they're putting this message out to the world to scare everybody, right? It gets better though. Just listen, it gets better.
Middle-class families someone's lost the job. Veterans, senior citizens who struggle to pay for their food. All of these people will lose their SNAP benefits, not because the money's gone, not because it's not permitted, because Donald Trump ordered it stopped. Donald Trump is a vindictive politician and a heartless man.
We know that there'll be 60 votes for that. Why aren't they calling it up? They're not calling it up because the House isn't here to pass it. That's the way it works. The House would have to come here. They probably would have to vote on the Epstein files, but they're choosing to let kids go hungry instead of having to vote on the Epstein files. There's no doubt about it. They have been out for 6 weeks on vacation.
Do y'all see what's going on here? So, and I've talked to some people who got SNAP benefits, and I've told them, you're not gonna completely lose. You're not gonna completely lose the SNAP benefits because the deal's gonna get worked out. But you see how there's a bigger narrative than the people. And I keep telling everybody this. When is everybody gonna wake up? There's a bigger narrative. Yes, they're talking about Trump and he's signing this that releases Epstein files. I haven't did a bunch of research on it, but that could be the main reason why. Okay, since y'all want to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make y'all look bad. How about that? Since y'all want to release these files, we're gonna cut off SNAP then. So it's a bargaining situation here. You want SNAP back? You want this to happen? Well, you get rid of that. See, you can say whatever you want to say about Donald Trump. You can say that whatever you want to say. Hold on, let's get big real quick. You can say whatever you want to say about Donald Trump. But Donald Trump ain't no dummy. He ain't fool. Donald Trump ain't dumb. See, a lot of these people, they know how to leverage. They know how to leverage what they have. And by how these people are smiling, and it seems like a game. Like, that's why I said lawmakers, they playing puppet masters with millions of food stamp holders. They're playing puppet master with y'all. They know y'all need this. Let's cut this off real quick. Let's create an uproar. Let's do this. Let's continue listening, man. They know what they're doing.
Think if they have all this money for Argentina and all this money for other things, they have enough money to keep funding SNAP, and they know it.
The Democrats are coming near now to a cliff that they will not be able to turn back from. And it's of great concern to everyone who's paying attention to all this.
Look at this guy right here. Like, you just can't listen to what they're saying. Look at the face. This guy smiled. Look at this shit. Look, he literally grinned.
The Democrats are coming near now to a cliff that they will not be able to turn back from.
Look.
And it's of great concern to everyone who's paying attention to all this. You will note that more air traffic controllers and TSA agents and park rangers are about to go without a paycheck. You've got families and children that rely upon SNAP benefits that are going to go hungry here at the end of the week. You've got more critical workers, by the way, including the people who are the stewards of our nuclear defense arsenal, who are forced to stay at home as the government remains closed. The Democrats own every one of these consequences. And the Democrats have some soul searching to do. Are they going to continue to do that? Are they going to run from the far left and do their bidding? Or are they going to do right by millions of federal workers and the American people who continue to show up to work daily without pay? Are they going to do right and reopen the government?
I think this is deeper, bro. This is deeper than some stamps, y'all. This is deeper than some stamps, man. You got to realize the one party's threatening to affect over 40 million people, right? Which make another party look bad, and the other party is threatening to release fouls. So they're at a standstill. Don't release my fouls, I'll release your funds. So it's not necessarily they cannot release SNAP because they said they got the funds to do it. He's just refusing to. I refuse. How about that? If I can't get my way, if I can't get you to do what I want y'all to do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to affect everybody. How about that? You may not like it, man. But those SNAP benefit users, like, hey, you may not like it. I don't know if they're gonna cut people's cards off. We don't have no clue. We have no clue until that time comes. But they know we got 2 more days left to go buy what food we're gonna buy. Like these people, it's a lot deeper than what we know, man. A lot deeper than what we know.
So that those people are taken care of instead of the Marxist far left base in their party. That is the question. And we pray that Senate Democrats come to their senses before the situation becomes too dire. On Saturday, this gets very real. SNAP benefits will stop flowing to all those who need it. You're talking about tens of millions of Americans at risk of going hungry if the Senate Democrats can continue this gambit. Instead of taking a simple vote to fund the government, which Senate Democrats have now had more than a dozen opportunities to do, Democrat attorneys general are suing the federal government to try to compel SNAP benefits to flow despite the government being closed and despite the fact that there is no money to do that. Congress hasn't authorized that. The contingency fund for that was something they batted down when the Democrats decided to vote against the CR and shut the government. For Democrats, there's a much easier option on the table. Just go do your job and fully fund all these programs. We have very important.
So on one end, puppet master again. On one end, you have one party saying the money's there, they're just not releasing it. But on this end, you have a party saying, well, hey, nothing's been signed off on, so nothing can be released. There are no funds because nothing's been signed off on because y'all declined the offer to sign off on whatever y'all want to sign off for. Why? Because you didn't like what somebody had to say, or you didn't like the contract. How about that? You didn't like the details of the negotiation of the contract. So you said, no, we're not going to agree to that. Absolutely not. If you want this from us, we're going to need this from you. We're going to need you to do this. We're going to need for us to see these files. We need the world to make these public, So it's much deeper than SNAP, bro.
Work to do here, and that's why we're pleading with them, not Chuck Schumer. Look, I think Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are irredeemable at this point. I don't think they'll be able to tell Mondami in New York and his disciples that they voted to open the government. I've given up on the leadership. So we're trying to appeal to a handful of moderates or centrists who care more about the American people and will put the people's interests over their own and do the right thing in the Senate. I mean, there's no point in me sitting down with Chuck Schumer. He's painted himself into a corner.
No point in you sitting down. What else they got? Lawmakers SNAP benefits set to end. Let's do
PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and
SNAP
payroll.
benefits set to end.
Mike
Capel here, serial.
And Puppet
And
Master.
now, for the first time in history,
Oh, we already seen that.
In just a few short days, funding for Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Programs, or SNAP, will run out. Around 170,000 low-income Utahns rely on SNAP to purchase fresh food. With the government shutdown now going into its 4th week and the holidays on the horizon, it's unclear when those who rely on food assistance will see this help again.
We're in unprecedented territory if that were to happen. SNAP has never, even back when it was food stamps, has never not provided benefits to folks.
The USDA released a contingency plan on September 30th, saying that core nutrition programs will continue during a lapse in funding. That plan has since been deleted from the USDA's website, and a new memo contradicting that plan was released, saying contingency funds are not legally available to cover regular benefits. Now, accounts are low, if not empty, as families are scrambling for answers. We're asking the question, what can Utah do for its residents? That set me on a multi-day chase for answers.
There are 170,000 Utahns getting food assistance from the SNAP program. If the government shutdown is not resolved by November 1st, these people will lose food assistance.
Yeah, this as the state has more than $1 billion in its rainy day fund. Liv Kelleher joining us live from the Capitol tonight. Liv, how much would it cost for Utah to temporarily fund the federal program?
Well, Mark, the Department of Workforce Services tells me it takes about $30 million monthly to fund it. These are all federal dollars, and while the government is shut down, the state will not see it.
We're on a fixed income, and it's very hard to make ends meet.
Utah families already struggling with the cost of groceries.
It's very expensive, and it's hard.
SNAP benefits help ease this burden for vulnerable families.
They just kind of cover the $1,000 a month for groceries, and so you don't have to spend that on the.
So here's the thing. I ain't even finna watch this full video, man. Here's the thing I'm trying to figure out. And if somebody in the comment section can tell me, because I've been searching for it, I've been looking for it, have not been able to find it. So, okay. Now, if they are cutting the program or stopping SNAP benefits on the 1st and you can no longer use your SNAP benefit card, that's a problem, right? But if they are cutting SNAP benefits on the 1st or whatever, but you can still use your card and until you have no more, that's, that's cool, Y'all know how to budget them snaps, bro. But I don't see that happening. I see them coming with a decision, because if you've been noticing the market been up and down. The market did, some stocks did go down today, and it wouldn't surprise me once they reopen and bam, snap this, snap that, the market will go up. So, but yeah, man, if you have not noticed, man, these lawmakers are playing puppet master with millions of Americans, bro. Like, that's why I tell people all the time, create you a job that you can make some money from. Don't never let nobody tell you that you can't create a job that you can make money from. Make sure it's lucrative. Make sure you are using the money properly and everything. That way, when stuff like this happens, you're not affected, man. Sometimes you gotta do things to make yourself bulletproof in situations like this, So, but I'm gonna keep you up to date about this SNAP thing. Like I said, it's a hot topic right now, so we're rolling with it. As you can see, it's our second video we done dropped about it. But just always keeping in mind that people above you have the ability to play puppet master with you. It's no different than when you had an occupation. I need you to go over and do this job. I need you to do that job. I need you to do this job. They can tell you what to do, how to do it. Well, we're not doing that now. You're like, we're not. No, we do it like this. Same thing with this. Same way with the government, bro. We are all little minions in they little fucking world, bro. Anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe. And we out, man.